What's up, everybody, and welcome to Reviews for My Kids, the show where I recap, review, and reminisce on all of the things I've grown to love over the years to not only share with my kids, but with you as well. Kids, today we're diving into another episode of Doug, who discovers that maybe he has a talent after all, with a little help from his friends. Let's get into it.
Hit it.
That's me.
Talent shows, ventriloquist dummies, and reliable friends. Let's break down the episode of Doug's No Dummy.
Dear Journal. Hi, it's me, Doug. Tonight, I found out I have talent. I also found out some other things. It all started in Mrs. Wingo's class.
The episode shifts to Ms. Wingo's classroom, where students are signing up for the school talent show. Doug insists he has no talent and refuses, but Roger mischievously writes Doug's name down anyway. When Ms. Wingo later reads off the list, Doug is shocked to hear his name called. After class, Roger teases Doug about what he'll do on stage, smirking that he can already picture it. Doug's imagination. He and Porkchop, billed as Doug's Follies, dance awkwardly before switching into a comedy act. Instead of laughs, the audience boos, pelts them with tomatoes, and yanks them off stage with giant canes. Determined to find something he can do, Doug searches the attic and discovers an old ventriloquist dummy he names Buster. He practices and convinces himself this is his hidden talent, Doug's imagination. His new show, Doug's No Dummy, debuts, and he and Buster wow the crowd with a flawless act. Encouraged, Doug rehearses for his family, who clap supportively. By talent show day, he's cautiously optimistic. At rehearsal, he sees Skeeter preparing to play a food roll flute he calls an ocarina. When it falls behind the curtain, Doug retrieves it, only to freeze in stage fright at the sight of the audience. Doug's imagination. He pictures himself bombing spectacularly, booed off stage under a shower of fruits and vegetables. Doug sweats nervously, changing into a dry shirt thanks to Porkchop. Mr. Dink calls him up, but Doug isn't ready, so Roger goes first with his band, Roger and the Ulcers. Disaster follows when Stinky the cat eats Skeeter's ocarina, leaving Skeeter without an act. Patty steps up next, nervously singing a love ballad she wrote. Inspired by Patty's bravery, Doug regains confidence, until he realizes Chalky is also doing ventriloquism, with not one but two dummies. Roger mocks Doug, and his confidence plummets again. When it's finally his turn, Patty reassures him. Doug walks on stage, but disaster strikes. Buster's head pops off. Panicked, Doug breaks into a shaky version of the Itsy Bitsy Spider. Just as the act seems doomed, Skeeter steps in, replacing the dummy's head. Together, Doug and Skeeter turn it into a fun duet, joking and singing their own silly version of the song. To their surprise, the crowd loves it and calls for an encore. Later, Doug writes in his journal that even though he never found his real talent, he discovered something better: good friends who had his back. He decides ventriloquism isn't for him, but laughs when he catches Porkchop pulling off his own dummy act.
This is a good, compact episode that highlights that feeling of performance anxiety as a kid. I'm honestly shocked we didn't get even more imagination scenes from this episode, as it could have been so easy for Doug to truly spiral out of control mentally from this one. Performing at a talent show when you technically don't have an actual talent can be super nerve-wracking at any age, let alone being an 11 or 12-year-old kid. I can remember ventriloquism being somewhat popular in the early to late 90s. Comedian Jeff Dunham made his entire comedy career with his dummies. There was a whole major series with the Goosebumps books surrounding Slappy the Dummy. Ventriloquism definitely peaked back then. I give this episode 3 dummies. It's a fun look at how kids can handle performance pressures during a school talent show, and fun to see Doug's friends come to support him during his time of crisis. Kids, growing up, I most certainly have had my fair share of talent show performances. Your Nana often had me perform for family and friends by either dancing or acting out in a mini play at home. most famously as Captain Hook in an at-home performance with close family and friends. I love that this episode definitely had a repeated talent with ventriloquism, as that sort of thing happens all the time. You think you're the only one to have a certain talent or even skill, only to quickly find out that you're not the only one. And this can either humble you or it can help push you and want to be better. You kids already impress your mom and I with your talents daily. Watching you both sing and dance and find the things that you two are good at is a true joy to watch. And we promise, as your parents, we support your talents the best we can, always. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Reviews for My Kids, the show where I recap, review, and reminisce on all of the things I've grown to love over the years to not only share with my kids, but with you as well. Tune in next time. Bye!